up, YouTube? Welcome back to Insights Jose. I hope you're having a good day, you're being safe, and you guys are behaving during this quarantine. I see a good amount of you definitely wilding out through social media, so all I can say is I'm gonna send a prayer out. I hope you're being good. Yeah, I really do hope you actually, you're making some money right now that you're at home. You can definitely take advantage of making money while being at home. And if you don't know how to do it, go back to 5 ways to make money. Those ways are legitimate ways for you to make money. And for the most part, you could be home. So make sure you do those and you will make money. But for today, I'm gonna be telling you 2 stocks that I'm actually doing a very heavy investment on. And the reason for that is just because it's just a great deal for everything that it has to offer. And to me, I can't say no. I gotta get it, all right? So with that being said, I'm gonna give you 2 stocks. I'm gonna tell you why I like them. I'm gonna tell you at what price I'm gonna stop buying them at. And then what do they have to offer, right? So first stock that we're gonna talk about, I'm pretty excited for it. I'm not gonna lie. I got to smile real quick. The reason for it is just because I loaded up. I bought maybe 100 shares in the past week. So 100 shares of this stock. It's very beautiful. It's amazing. I love it. Now let me see if you can guess it real quick. So I don't know if you've ever had it to where you're out with your friends, you're drinking, you're having a good time. You're not in the influence for you to be driving, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make this phone call and then they're gonna provide you a ride, kind of like a taxi in a sense. Oh, you still don't know what I'm talking about? I got you. Maybe this one will help you out. What if you're actually very hungry, but you don't have no type of vehicle, but you want food to be delivered to you? Nah, you still don't know what it is? Alright, maybe, just maybe, you're a truck driver. And with you being a truck driver, maybe you just pick up your own freight because you have your own truck and you don't want to listen to no one else. So you decide to pick up what load from one destination to another, you drop it off and you make your money. Now, if you still don't know what I'm talking about, I gave you 3 examples of what Uber does, and that's what Uber does. So Uber is a stock that, that's the first stock that I'm doing a very heavy investment on, and it's for that exact reason. If you're able to guess about the first one, I'm glad. If you're able to guess about the second one, I'm glad. If you didn't know it by the third one, I'm a little bummed out, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure you've used an Uber ride before. You might have Uber Eats. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you've had a Uber ride before, and if not, your friend or family has. Uber Eats, your friend or family has used it, and then Uber Freight is very, very new. It's in the making, but it's gonna be amazing. So let's just start bringing down some facts, all right? So in my opinion, I think that Uber is the #1 taxi service in the world. And the reason for that is because, well, at least let's just go into the US real quick. So if you have Uber, their #1 competitor as of right now is Lyft. So if we have Uber and Lyft, and you're like, oh wait, but I use Lyft pretty often when Uber is taking too long or something like that, that's understandable. It would make sense. You want your best convenience because you're the customer. But if we're to do it from an investing point of view, I'm gonna look at the valuations, right? The valuations are completely different. When we look at the market caps from Uber and Lyft, there's a substantial difference. If you go to their market cap, they have 35 billion, all right? It's a pretty large market cap for a company. If it's 10 and up, that's gonna be a large market cap, in my opinion. If you have 10 to 1 billion, you have a medium-sized market cap. Now, if you have from a milli and under, to me, and in my opinion, you have a small market cap. You're gonna compare whatever stock you have to the competitors. So right now, we're about to do the comparison for Uber and Lyft. If we do the comparison, it's a substantial difference, right? You got 36 versus 6. Huge difference. Now, what does that necessarily mean? All that indicates is gonna be less risk at the end of the day. I feel that the higher the valuation is just more respected, and the chances are a better understanding, and investors like that company just a lot more at the end of the day, okay? So when it comes to food delivery, Uber is a part of that competition. Once again, Uber is gonna be competing with Grubhub. You have Postmates, Amazon, they deliver food as well. But the main ones that have been competing lately is just Grubhub, Postmates, right? So you have those compared to Uber Eats. Uber is already well known. If someone says, hey, let's get something to eat, but I don't want to drive, this might be a biased opinion, but I truly believe that a lot of people just know Uber Eats more just because Uber is just that ground, it's that foundation, right? Uber has that footprint, that global footprint that they just left onto the world to where I don't think it'll vanish anytime soon. So with that being said, Uber, the fact that they acquire so much money with the taxi business and then they have enough money to start investing into another business, which is going to be the delivery eats, that's amazing. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but this is another reason why I like Uber. Uber's just so nice and just they're just so smooth with it. So I don't know if you've seen, but we have Uber and they just recently sent out a notification to everyone because of the COVID-19 situation. And with that notification is basically saying, hey, we're gonna deliver your food with no delivery fee. Now, as a customer, that's pretty dope. That's intriguing, right? You're like, oh, wow, that's cool. Free delivery, I'm gonna sign up. little do you know, you just gave, like, you know, like you kind of, you're one step closer to building that relationship with the customer. And in my opinion, I think that's cool. And not only is it cool for the customer to be like, oh, let me sign up because it's free delivering at the moment. Also, it's helping the local businesses that are actually getting hurt very bad with this COVID-19. So obviously with this COVID-19, it's not letting people get out of the house and go eat at restaurants and stuff like that, little businesses, right? With that being said, at least with the little businesses of the restaurants, Uber is actually helping them get some traffic. Now, let's just say for some reason that little business doesn't become so little, you know, sometime in the future. Now they have an asset that is not going to forget about when times were tough, they were helping them out. And they're going to start helping, right? So at the end of the day, it's kind of like the little things do matter in the long run. So I thought that was pretty cool at the fact that we have a very bad situation going on right now and Uber's still making ends meet. Now I want to tell you an interesting fact that I actually just found out today. So I was looking up the recent announcement that they just released. The reason why they released that announcement was because of COVID-19. So the CEO was just saying a lot of stuff, right? But a lot of reassuring stuff that really made me want to buy even more stock. So there's one thing that he emphasized, and it was that Uber is just lucky and fortunate enough to be in that position to have that global footprint around, right? So what he was saying, as of right now, they have 10 billion of unrestricted cash right now, as of right now. And they were saying they're putting it in the worst term possible, right? They said, let's give it the worst outlook possible. Let's say our company goes 80%, it just stops, it declines by 80%. They would still have 4 billion in unrestricted cash flow if their business stopped for the rest of the year. I would like to see Lyft have their business decline by 80%, right, for the rest of the year. And then I would like for you to let me know what happens. Honestly, I would be amazed if they don't go bankrupt. I would be shook. I'm just saying. I don't think many companies could do that. If this outbreak gets even worse, which it most likely will, but if it gets even worse, like I'm talking about to the rest of the year, they will still have 4 billion in unrestricted cash flow, and to them, they feel that is very good, and to where they stand. And I don't blame them. That's plenty of money for you not to freak out. And then another good thing that I heard when it came to the conference was that they have no significant financial covenants until 2023. In basic terms, is they aren't really tripping until 2023. They don't necessarily got to pay anything super big that will throw off their business or it'll affect it in any type of way. That's cool. Another positive note during this virus, so if you know, a lot of places are being recommended to stay indoors and not go out and not do anything. With that being said, the CEO was saying since last Thursday, right, a week from today, that their sign-up rates has 10x since. So it makes sense if you think about it. Let's go back into hindsight, right? Let's just sit back real quick and let's think about it. You have everyone at their house. What are they gonna do? They're gonna be on social media. They're gonna be on their phone. That's especially with this generation and what we be doing nowadays and what we do nowadays. They're gonna be on their phone, right? You're gonna see an advertisement or you're gonna see some type of food that you're really hungry about. Ooh, that looks good. Then you're gonna keep going. You might see another food, someone. There's always gonna be that one fat person on social media that's retweeting all this good, nutritional, delicious fat burgers and stuff, right? So when it comes to that, you can be like, damn, I'm starving. You know what? Matter of fact, let me go to Uber Eats because I just got a notification saying that it's free delivery. Let me get this. It makes sense, right? At the end of the day, if we go back in hindsight, all of that makes sense. I don't blame them. That's cool. Even during these tough times, the fact that they are still making ends meet, the fact that they're not even worried about it or scared about this situation, it's amazing. It's phenomenal. I like businesses who will not freak out during pandemics or any type of bad breakouts like what's happening right now. I love those type of companies. Why? Because I get to go to sleep beautiful at night without me stressing, without me having to think they're going to go bankrupt. And at the end of the day, that's what I like. So I like this company because they're very diversified. They got Uber Eats. They have the Uber Taxi Corporation. And then they got the Uber Freights. Now, if you don't know what Uber Freights is, basically all it is just you pick up whatever load you want and then you drop it off. That's it. You get to decide your own schedule, which is pretty cool. And a lot of truck drivers are starting to like that. And I believe Uber only gets like a 1% fee or something like that. So, I mean, they're just there to disrupt all kinds of stuff. And then the fact that they actually just released not so long ago that they want autonomous driving. So I think that was probably the biggest concern. It was just there were a lot of litigations, and I can see why. With a bunch of bad people in the world, a bunch of bad apples just doing stuff they weren't supposed to do while being an Uber driver. So I can see why they want autonomous vehicles. I can see why they want basically just taxis with no one driving and just taking you. That's cool. It's very safe, especially in the long run. That's the reason why I'm choosing that stock. So Uber is definitely a buy. I'm gonna keep buying until it hits 25. If it goes 25 and up, I'm gonna just let my money stack, okay? So with that being said, that's Uber. Let me backtrack real quick. I know it's a lot of information for you to take in, but basically Uber is really cool for one reason, or for a few reasons. They got the taxi network on, like they got it like that. They're chilling. Then they got the Uber Eats. Then they got Uber Freight, and then they want autonomous vehicles. I mean, what else can't they do, right? So that's that one. Let's go to my second one. Second one's pretty cool. I like it, and you're gonna like it too. Well, you might. I'm very interested into this stock because, like I said, and if you don't know, I'm very diversified. I like stocks that have more than one stream of income, and they're basically the boss of others, okay? I like those type of stocks. This one, Facebook stock. If you don't know what Facebook stock is, I'm pretty sure you've made an account. You probably have an account, to be honest. If you don't got one, your mama has one, your grandma has one, your ex has one, someone has a Facebook. So at the end of the day, people are investing into my company. So if you don't think that I'm making money, I promise you, someone's investing into my company. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure someone's on it right now. So at the end of the day, you know, without taking away all the cocky stuff, in all reality, I really do think Facebook is going to be a very good stock. And the reason for that is because, number one, I mean, what don't you like about the business? So how does Facebook make money? Let's just start out from the basics. Facebook makes money from ad revenue. So I don't know if you've noticed, but there are a bunch of ads through Facebook. And have you ever been like,
oh man, I was just talking about this certain thing, and then this popped up. Oh, the government's watching me.
Oh, I just looked this up, and then now this advertisement. Oh, the FBI's watching me.
Well, in all reality, it's Facebook watching you, and it's a bunch of analytics. All they do is just, they save all your history, all your data, everything you click, and then what Facebook does is they see all the stuff that you click continuously, all the stuff that you're interested in, and then they try to throw in ads that apply to whatever you're looking at, so the ads can be more modern and they can make more sense to you, so it can be a better service for you in the long run, right? So that's how Facebook makes all their profits, through small businesses and big businesses. What I like about Facebook is that they took advantage from the start. So they realized that they have such a big audience and they can do so much more with a big audience, right? They could be an influencer in a sense. So with that being said, with that big audience, what they started to do is start selling advertisements, but for dirt cheap. And then since it's dirt cheap and it's an advertisement to a big pool of audience, you're gonna have all the small businesses fall in love with that model. And it makes sense. Like at the end of the day, like you can't tell me this isn't a smart thing. He saw that there was a need, there's a big audience. He saw that there's a bunch of small businesses that don't want to be small no more. What's he do? Sells, or what does Facebook do? Not what's he do, but what does Facebook do? They sell super cheap dirt, like super cheap advertisements as of right now. And yeah, small businesses are able to pay for a small premium, and then they get to throw out all their products into that big audience, and boom. Now, why do I think that's going to be a good stock, and why do I think it's going to keep making money? There's a few reasons. One, like I said, I like the board of staff. That board of staff is amazing. I like the fact that they're thinking of all of this stuff. So they're thinking of problem, solution, right? They see there's a problem, let's fix it. And I like that. I love that. I love people in general that just, they have a problem, all right, cool, let's fix it, rather than blame it on someone else, right? So I like that. It's very cool. I had to go with it for that, for one of those reasons. Well, that's how they make money, right? So another reason why I definitely have to buy this, not only do they own Facebook, but they own Instagram. If you open your Instagram app, it says buy Facebook, right? So if you have the two social media platforms, and I'm pretty sure you probably have both of them on your phone. If you don't, you have one of them. And if you don't have either of them, you've had them once in your lifetime. I'm pretty sure. And if you don't think so, well, damn. All right, anyway, what I did read is that they're going to slowly start implementing advertisements during the stories on Instagram. So every time you're scrolling through stories, there's going to be an advertisement, and it's hopefully going to be related to whatever you have been looking up in the past, okay? So they're slowly going to start implementing that, right? So they have Facebook, which is already a big audience. Then they acquired Instagram, which was their biggest competitor. Now they acquired them. So now they necessarily don't have anyone to compete with, maybe besides like Google, right? Because of the YouTube and all that stuff. But we're not gonna get into that right now. Right now it's basically, you have those two platforms and they continuously bring revenue 24/7, right? It's just someone's always spending an ad. There's always gonna be an ad, and I can see always an ad. Now the reason why I bought this stock is because I believe that you have a bunch of big businesses that as of right now, they're not all the way into the wave of deploying most of their money into social media. Now with that being said, if they haven't done that, just wait until the big businesses actually deploy a lot of money into that. Once they do that, all Facebook has to do is bump up the price a little bit, just like Uber, right? Oh, I can't believe I didn't even say it. So with Uber, that's another reason. They will make money because all they have to do is bring up the price again when it comes to taxis, when it comes to delivery. Same thing with Facebook, right? All they have to do is bump it up just a little bit. Why? Because it's a very high demand. Taxis, when it comes back to Uber, going back to the Uber situation real quick, I can't see that get disrupted. I see that they have nothing but a good track in front of them. Same thing with Facebook. They have nothing but a good track. I like how they found a problem and they got the solution, and they continuously keep doing it onto category after category after sector, okay? So they just they're a disruptor, right? So that's all Facebook has to do. The second they realize big companies are deploying heavy amounts of money, they simply just gotta up the advertisement price, but not too much to where the small businesses can't afford it. They just gotta bump it up just a little bit. And I have a few friends who are actually paying for advertisements, and they have told me that the price has gone up slightly, not too much. But once I heard that, I said, "Chick-ching, I gotta make my money." Okay. So Facebook's got Facebook, Instagram, right? 2 awesome social media platforms. It has a bunch of small businesses very intrigued and deploying all their profits into Facebook so they can continuously make it bigger and bigger. We got those 2, and then Facebook's got WhatsApp as well. We're gonna go on to the third reason why I like Facebook. Facebook has WhatsApp, which is a competitor. It's a competitive messaging app where you can make phone calls, encrypted phone calls, as well as messages. Now, what I like about it is that they see a good amount of people month after month. They always have an increase, right? So the fact that they're slowly building into that for the messaging, and they still haven't applied advertisements, just wait until Facebook puts the advertisements into WhatsApp. That's just more money, right? So the more apps that they have, I mean, that's the way I see it. The more apps they have, the more control they're gonna have of money. So that's the third reason, because they have the WhatsApp, so I think that's very cool. And the fact that they're barely about to start implementing advertisements to that, say less. And then my favorite part about Facebook, I really do like this. I thought this was cool. I need you to picture this. I need you to imagine it, all right? So this is how it goes down. I'm sitting there, right? I'm listening to the conference call, and Mark Zuckerberg, right? My eyes are closed because I'm just paying attention, and this guy, I just see him in a Superman suit, right? Just da-da-da-da, or something like that. And yeah, it's cool. So he owns, or Facebook owns Oculus, right? Oculus Quest, basically a virtual reality headset. Now, when it comes to that, this is what he sees could happen in the future. This is the situation right now, right? The problem and the solution. He sees this as a problem. People need a job, but people don't want to move. But people know that jobs aren't in the location that they're at right now, right? They obviously know that there's jobs way further down that'll pay a lot more. So what do people tend to do, and what's the problem? The problem is that people don't want to leave their place because they're so comfortable and they're so used to it. The problem is that they don't want to go to another spot just to barely get that income to make ends meet. What's the solution? This is what Mark Zuckerberg plans to do, maybe not this decade, but next. Either way, that's fine with me, and I think it's awesome. I'm actually pretty excited whenever this does happen. So you wake up, you shower, brush your teeth, wipe your nalga, all that good stuff. And then you're just sitting there. You put this headset on. So you got that virtual reality headset, right? But I want you to just close your eyes and imagine this for a second. You turn it on, you're in New York and you're working on Wall Street. You mean to tell me you can transport to your job? That is dope. And the fact that nobody thinks about it, and he's already thinking about this now, it's telling me like, yo, you need to invest nothing but Facebook right now. And the reason for that is because, I mean, I can see it. I can envision it. I can see the fact, especially with what's happening with technology nowadays. You got Tesla driving its own vehicles. You got BMWs, like everything's driving on its own. You got vacuums washing on its own. You got dishwashers. Everything's on its own nowadays, right? And if you haven't realized, technology is upgrading constantly. With that being said, it's just like, that's so cool at the fact that he sees a problem that not many people think about. Like, it's a big problem. A lot of people actually, they have it in mind, but they don't say it out loud. So the fact that he can see the problem now and he's already looking for a solution, I'm telling you right now, this stock in general is meant for nothing but greatness. And there are going to be some bumps in the roads, especially with all these privacy acts. Don't get me wrong, but I'm willing to take all those stabs and stuff like that, because in the long run, I'm ready for that hologram. I'm just saying, I feel that that's what's going to happen, in my opinion. So those are the 2 stocks that I'm buying. I'm buying Uber. The reason why is because they're just a disruptive company overall. Why do I like Facebook? Because they just have a big platform, and then they like to find a bunch of problems and they like to find a solution for it. So those are the 2 stocks I'm gonna be buying for the next few days. Feel free to follow me on Instagram at InsightsJose. That's all I got for today. If you enjoyed this, please share this. I want a lot of people to, get some good knowledge and then actually make some money while you quarantine. I'm just telling you why I'm buying these stocks and why I like them. Okay. So at the end of the day, that's all I got. If you enjoyed this, please share. Thank you. Peace.